Hello. It's finally sunny here. Who's this? Who's this little dude? Little Bentley. It is time for this week's weekly wrap-up. I am up in the Animal Care Center office looking out at the sanctuary. We have 4 of our new residents here. Here, there's Bentley, and Lexi's smelling the iPad. Cornelius, where's Cornelius? And I know Rudy's sound asleep. Cornelius was here, but I will find him shortly. I hope everybody is doing well. It's time for the weekly wrap-up, and it's been, extremes. Lexi, come here. It's been extreme temperatures. You have cats in the way. Okay, kitten time is really fun, but it's definitely hard to work. Just for an example, yesterday we were reviewing some new policies here in the sanctuary on the big screen in the back, and all the kittens were jumping at the screen the whole time the staff wasn't here. But I'll try and focus as long as they don't tip over the iPad. And, it has been cold everywhere. I mean, I've been seeing on the comments how cold it is where many of you live. It was minus 22 minus 22 temp, and then about minus 50 wind chill up here. And people always ask, how the heck do you and the animals and the caretakers survive? And the reality is, we plan for those extremes. It's not fun, but our water lines are 6 to 8 feet underground, and we have the heated temperature controlled buildings. The staff are watching those buildings all the time. Our facilities guys are maintaining those buildings. All our heaters stayed really well during the temps, and then a few did a kaput yesterday, but the facilities team was able to get them up and running again. And so it's we have backup heaters too, so if a building heater went out, they have the sunflower heater and propane that gets set up. So a lot of safeguards in place, and that's when I feel so horrible for sanctuaries and animal facilities and everybody else that isn't, Bentley, that isn't used to those extremes, and when they have them, it just shuts them down completely. So I hope everybody else is getting warm temperatures back. I know Joan, one of our office people, was just in Florida for a family vacation, and she said it was like 50 degrees there. So, but right now we're in a colder day today, and then tomorrow we're supposed to be back in the 20s, which is balmy for us here. But nothing of that compares to the facilities and the people and the fires in California that just keep popping up. So we are in touch with the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance for other animal facilities and sanctuaries and on call if they need us. I know many of them are really prepared and have their own evacuation plans and defendable spaces, but we're in touch all the time, making sure that they know that there's other sanctuaries that would be available to send staff out if we need to help evacuate, things like that. But it's been a really tough time. Bentley? Bentley keeps moving everything. And then Cornelius is on his way too. So the other thing is, with dealing with the extreme cold, so much of our time right now has been evaluating our current protocols, our current systems, and how do we improve that to lower the risk of the bird flu. As many of you have seen, cats have been lost at other facilities, most likely due to feeding out contaminated or what I'd say diseased meat. But, also wild birds can bring it in too. So there's been a lot of zoos, sanctuaries, looking at working groups. We've been networking with other sanctuaries. Sanctuaries have been really helpful about sharing their protocols and things too. And we're going to be doing something differently at TWS. If you look back when COVID hit, and we were one of the first facilities that COVID went through our animals due to our animal buildings. And animal buildings are wonderful for weather, but when it comes to exposure for other animals, and all it takes is one tiger to sneeze, that's a big sneeze, or one caretaker to walk through a dirty area to another with the bird flu, and it can contaminate. Yeah, it's time to look at all protocols again. And change is hard, but we're here, the caretakers are here, you guys are here for the benefit of the animals, and our goal is always to keep the animals safe and the humans safe at the sanctuary. And so we're going to be looking at dividing from 3 zones that our caretakers go into 4. And our caretakers, there's just so much playing behind me, used to rotate through a bunch of different zones. That's going to look differently in the future. We don't have it all finalized yet, but they're going to be more static in zones. We need to make sure the biohazard measures are people aren't going across the sanctuary and cross-contaminating if there was something. On top of that, we have, lepto has been in our area, and we had a scare with Beauty earlier this year, and almost lost her, and that could have spread to other cats. We know at other sanctuaries it has. Big and small cats can also get distemper that is brought in by skunks and raccoons, and so this is just a new way we have to look at sanctuary life moving forward. And so the food prep area, right now everybody goes in, they rotate in for food prep, they do food prep for their areas, they go out to their zones, looking at how much cross-contamination that is, no matter how much you disinfect. And so we might have, looking at having dedicated team for food prep for periods of time. And so all of that is in the works right now, and a lot of other sanctuaries are looking at the same protocols where it's going to look different. And that's hard because our staff has always been great at rotating through, being cross-trained in different zones, getting to know all the animals. And so this is going to be different for them and for the animals, but it's for everybody's safety. So we'll share more about that once we really want our staff's input. We're looking at, our veterinary input for biohazard security measures and things like that. And then what's really doable. You can put all these checks and balances in place, but if you still can't change one thing, like people going and doing AM rounds around the whole property spreading, then what's all the other protocol for? So we want to be thoughtful about what we're doing. We don't want to overreact, but we want to be cautiously safe, and we want to set the stage for kind of what this new routine looks like far into the future. So not just for, for the bird flu, but for seeing that more and more things that can happen. I'm just having so many kitten fun. You can't even see them all. She's loving your likes. Little Lexi, every time she sees one of the like bubbles goes up, she's grabbing it. And so we've also had new interns come in. When you look at when new interns come in, you're going to have to retrain all those people each time of your new protocol. So that's been keeping us busy. Cat-wise, we've had some picky cats. So some of our older cats right now, like Shazam, the black leopard, has been going off food this week. And so we always have to look at all the variables. Is he probably at a heavier body weight because it's winter and he's more sedentary? Is he upset because he was locked in a few nights during those really cold temperatures for his safety? But after the caretakers came to us and talked, it's really that he's on 3 medications a day right now. He's on omegas. He's on gabapentin for pain, and he's on CBD for kind of keeping him calm, and he has tail sucking behavior because of that injured tail he has. And so the caretaker said he has been searching food like crazy. And so things that we do here at the sanctuary is we usually try to put meds in a certain kind of food. So if they go off food because they don't like the taste of meds, they're hesitant because there might be medication in it. If that's only in chicken, then they'll often eat turkey, so we call them blanks, that the turkey or the other meat would be a blank, so that they never have to worry that there is going to be, they bite into a bad tasting med in there. So the caretakers asked if we could get pork for Shazam, which we're going to be doing since he likes that, and he's been really picky, and they said he's been searching with his front teeth for all the meds, and when he bites into the med, then he goes off food completely. So our hope is right now is that it is just medication that is causing him to go off food because he doesn't want to bite into it. And so with consulting with his caretakers and Dr. Campbell, we are going to go and remove the medications for 4 days, give him pork, which is a new meat that he likes. And then when we do introduce meds back in, make sure that it's never in pork, so he has that as his blanks, and that we know he'll always go to pork. That way we know if this is a turning up my nose because I bit into meds and now I'm worried I'm going to bite into that sour thing again, or if it's something else medically going on based on him being 22 that we would have to intervene. And so that's kind of how we go about those processes. Savannah Ledger, he's an older boy too, and there was some diarrhea in the sky room and groups in the sky room, and a couple cats not wanting to eat their full meal. A lot of them are very winter weight and doing well and not as hungry because they're more sedentary indoors. But with his age and his chronic upper respiratory and other things he's going on, he's going to get examined today. Hopefully just give some supportive care is what we're hoping to get him through kind of him feeling icky right now. But if you're his sponsor parent, we'll definitely give you an update as soon as we do his exam and things like that. Cornelius, I know you're trying to steal this. And then the staff is, they were hoping to move some cats around earlier this week, but also part of our protocol, we don't move in extreme temperatures because we don't want a cat to be too afraid to go into their warming areas, if they're in a new territory, or we don't want to lock them in a building with a bunch of stranger cats that they haven't met before and cause their cortisol levels to go up. So we kind of put those on hold, and now that the weather's getting better, they're starting again. So we're looking at Bobcat Brianna, who lost Ramsey, to go into the yard where Bobcat Claude and Bobcat Luna are, and be on a shared wall for a while and see if a merger there could happen. Then our older Bobcat Bella, who was having issues, is doing better, so we wanted to put her back down into a free roaming area. And then we want to move the new kittens around and move to Catio Town. And so to give them access in Catio Town, we have to move some of the single Bengals out. Like Topper and Puma will probably move over to where they have yards and their single bungalows for a while, because like I said, his Topper's not getting along too well with his neighbors out in the catios. So things like that. And the thing is, it seems like it's so easy. Let's just put Topper in a crate and move him out. But the caretakers and staff are saying, I want to go look at that bungalow, look at that yard, and if Topper's moving out here, what does Topper like? How can I add more platforms? What other his favorite things are we going to bring over? How do we prepare it? Like, if it's a new area, does he need a blind or shade cloth up? Is there another cat that he has to get to know slower? And so they're doing that with the kittens. Now, when the kittens are going to move into Catio Town, they're inspecting the room. Is there any gaps or holes in the furniture or things that the kittens could get in trouble in? Should we put a blind up for the kittens, since the ones in here are social, but the other group with Mama Bear is a little more shy, and so we might need shade cloths. So a lot of definite planning goes into each move, even for the smallest of smallest. Another thing we've been doing is, it's that time of year again where the office staff is extremely busy because we are updating our manuals, protocols. We're looking at more ways to support our staff. So we have a board meeting tonight to kind of approve all those revisions. But we've really looked at adding short-term disability and life insurance as a benefit to our staff on top of the other benefits they currently have. And we're looking at we updated the PTO policy, the paid time off policy, so that they can definitely donate hours to each other if somebody has a health crisis or a family crisis and needed more PTO and they want to support the other staff. So that's great as well. And then it's a whole new world. This week has been no different. There's, with social media, with donor policies, with other things like that, we wanted to update our policies, because 10 years ago we didn't have to write social media policies. And right now it's really, just so you all know, is that we want our staff to have a work-life balance. So they definitely, on social media, our caretakers, everybody else, working on our page, but we want to make sure that they know we don't require them to accept friend requests from donors, volunteers, or other staff. We want them to feel empowered to say, if that's my personal page and my page that needs to be non-TWS for me, that they know we are okay with that. So if they ever decline a friend request or ignore one, it's not because they want to ignore any of you personally, it's just we want to be able to give them some work-life balance. And then also, you know, a lot of people want to post their feelings, their likes, their dislikes, political, religious views on social media. And here's the thing is, everybody deserves to have what they believe in. Even if I don't believe in what you believe in and you don't believe in what I believe in, every person has the right. We don't know people's experiences that have, you know, and think life experiences, things that have happened to them in life, how they grew up, that what led them to believe what they believe, but everybody's beliefs are valuable. But on social media, it can get really hard, and so we just kind of reviewed that social media policy again, is if any of our staff or volunteers want to keep that separate from the relationships with everybody at TWS, that they can keep their social media private. So just letting everybody know about that as well. And then also we've updated our gift policies. We have so many amazing donors and volunteers that always want to support and show their appreciation for the staff. And we are so thankful for that. We have people that donate so that we can do pizza parties. We have people that donate prizes for everybody, like soap at Christmas time, or even you know, a $5 gift card at Christmas time, and that is so appreciated and grateful. Our biggest thing is we want our staff to know that every one of them is special and to make sure it's equitable. So we also just want to make sure that if we are getting gifts from donors, it's something that everybody can use, or that like if I get a gift that I can put into the appreciation pool, and we do a drawing when people for staff appreciation. So it's that everybody feels included, because there's a lot of people, especially me, that I get to see you, meet you, and you know me, but I don't want somebody working behind the scenes like a facilities person not to get that recognition too. So I always ask, if you want to support the staff here, doing things like the coffee off the wish list, or the creamers off the wish list, or treats that people do, or food, or things that will benefit everybody at the sanctuary is really appreciated, because everybody here deserves that recognition, even though it might be a few people that donors pick out because they know, and they know personally. So those are kind of things we've changed. All of it is just, you know, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do, I have a kitten here again, I'm Cornelius. We're just trying to keep it fair and equitable, because everybody works so hard at the sanctuary. All of our supporters work so hard to enable us to do the rescue work, and I think it's the common ground we have. We all have different backgrounds, we all have different beliefs, but we have the same belief that animals and the cats in our care deserve compassion and respect. And just because they aren't two-legged human beings, they are four-legged beings that deserve to have a quality life, deserve to live without abuse, neglect, without fear, and that's why I'm so grateful that we have so many people from so many different backgrounds that support the work of the sanctuary and the cats here, because these guys really really are why we're all here together. And I can't pick up Shazam and do this, so I pick up Cornelius. So thank you guys for allowing me to share that. And then we're really, again, just doing meetings on what next year holds. We have so many projects coming up that we're, you know, hoping you'll help support us. In the next couple weeks, we have some equipment needs that are big. We've grown a lot since we've been here at the sanctuary, and so we'll do that. We have Miracle Match coming up in March and April. Our monthly Pride members that give a sustaining gift monthly at whatever value works for them is really our bread and butter. That allows us to cold call for propane when we run out of propane. That's like, okay, we need to buy an extra heater, let's get an extra heater. That's money we can really count on. and makes an impact because we know it's coming in every month and we can budget for it. So thank you for our monthly Pride members. And then all the sponsors. I mean, we have so many people sponsoring cats that allow us to do that individualized care, give them an extra treat, give them Catio Town or enrichment or extra fun things to do in their bungalows. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I've seen there's been some questions. I also want to remind sponsors, if you have any questions on your sponsor cats, to always email Beth or Julie. They're happy to give you an update. I know Olivia's been doing amazing updates for sponsors as well, because we just can't get everybody on film. I do believe Alyssa was out on a live post today. So, you know, when I think of all the cats that we'd love to see on social media, there's just no way to to capture them all, especially when Judson and Olivia go out there to work in the caretaker schedule, the weather schedule, the facility schedule, and then the cat decides, that's not my schedule. They're very flexible and they work around the cat. So I appreciate your patience when you don't get to see every single cat all the time on a live post. No, they're here, they're cherished, they're well cared for. And I just, looking out here at the sanctuary, I want to show you guys where I'm at. I'm up on the deck and I can kind of overlook what you guys help accomplish. It's still cold out there. It's still very cold out there. But, and before I go, why don't we go around and see some cats here in the here in the office, and then maybe we'll go see Josie and things too. I gotta open this up. All right, where'd all the kiddos go? There's Cornelius. Cornelius. And we have sleeping. Hi, baby. They have really turned this area. Oh, now we have cats playing in the shower. Is Lexi in the shower? There's Lexi. There's Lexi. Hi, Lexi. So they've been having so much fun up here. We actually have a volunteer coming and going to be building skywalks across the entire window for them. And so now that we've seen all the youngins, let's go see some of the oldie but goodies next door. All right. Taking you all with me. Oh, guess who's curious about the kittens and sitting right here wanting to go see the kittens? Hi, Joes. Hi, Josie. She's met the kittens a few times. She doesn't know exactly what to think. All right, I got people eating lunch. Where's the, oh, here's Tiger. Hi, Tiger.
Tammy, if you're going to feature Edgar, you have to feature an intern too.
All right, but somebody's got a pet tiger. I don't think I can do it with my hand. Hi, there we go. Hi, old man. The energy is very different in here, Judson, than it is in the other room.
We were watching, we were listening, and even commenting to ourselves how rambunctious that group was being. But Tiger's right where he wants to be, right? Katie's left his spot warm, or I should say maybe Tiger's keeping Katie's spot warm.
And I see Edgar. And Edgar and Tiger have really become close and friends.
Yes, I'd say so. I think they're both at a similar pace in life, and they know where their heated beds are, know where the good sunspots are. And
when I stayed overnight here during one of the weather watches, I was holding Tiger because he's one of the first that came in 2006.
Yes.
And then he was on my lap, and then Edgar had to be on my lap too. So I had both old guys on my lap.
Well, Edgar was right where he wanted to be. He was helping an intern eat their lunch. So
I think Josie's trying to tell us that she needs to be in with the young group. Why is she over here?
I'll admit, I do feel that Josie, she thinks she can keep up with those youngsters, and I agree with her.
All right. Well, we're gonna sign off with everybody, but thank you for this weekly wrap up, and nice to share all the cats with you. And you will be seeing more cats this week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Don't mind my hat hair.
That's okay.